Hi guys, just coming to you to talk about a little bit about myself. This is something that I know that I have shared a couple of quotes about, but it's actually something that is very personal to me and is something that I have been learning more about myself and my self discovery and throughout this awakening and this process and just going along with everything that is part of this path. So I know that I have shared some quotes about tourettes, and I know some of you know that I have tourettes. And a lot of people, when I actually tell them that I have tourettes, they even tell me, you have tourettes? I can't believe that. Like, you don't look like you have tourettes. Well, what does tourettes really look like to you? Because I have tourettes, and I've dealt with this all my life. And it came to the point that I actually self-diagnosed myself about 8 years ago. You know, I just had too many tics all at once, and I had one that is has always been with me since I was a child, and that is one of the major signs of Tourette's, is that tick that you have on in the eye, that you blink or you look up or you roll your eyes. And I've always really had that. And throughout the years it had progressed, and my tics were severe. In my teens I was like dealing with a lot of anger issues, and I didn't even know why. I couldn't even stand myself. I had so much anger that was just coming out of me, and I really had no clue that it was part of the Tourette's. So not only that, but also as an empath, a lot of the sensory stuff that I go through, which is very similar to autism. I think they're all connected. And I know Tourette's has been, there was a new study that tied it up with autism. And it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense because when you're sensitive and, in the sensitive spectrum, and that goes for everything: autism, Tourette's, and empath. It's all a connection. Definitely is. And it's something that people are so afraid to say and embrace. I'm different. I'm different. And I have Tourette's. And I'm under the autism umbrella. So, I mean, you're looking at me and I'm actually different, yes. But am I that different that you have to like point out? So basically, when we think about it, we are all the same. We're all the same. And there's just why I'm doing this video is because a lot of us, and that me included, no, before I actually self-diagnosed myself with Tourette's, when I actually saw that I had Tourette's, I paused and I was devastated for a second there. And I was like, oh my God, I have Tourette's. I felt like it was the end of the world for me. Like, I have Tourette's. Where can I go from here? To me, it was like a disease, something that would change my life forever, something that would handicap me, And at that moment, it was a couple of days that I was processing and I was taking everything in, and I'm like, wow, I have Tourette's. Where do I go from here now? And I started to think, and I'm like, you know what? For all these years, I have lived with something that I didn't know I had, a disorder. And I was so good, that didn't really complicate my life in any way. People didn't see me different. They saw that I had tics, but they thought it was a nervous thing. They never thought it was Tourette's. And I don't know, I had broken so many barriers. So when I look back, I think, wow, is that really a disability? Or is that like something like to embrace? Because with all with all the stigma out there about Tourette's and about autism and about all these mental disorders, and how everything is so negative and everything is like a dark path. Like, oh my God, you have Tourette's? Wow. How about, oh my God, you have Tourette's? Huh? Okay. And what is that like? How about asking, what does it feel like to have Tourette's? How has Tourette's really taken you back and made a pause in your life that you haven't been able to progress? Maybe that's a question for somebody that tells you that they have Tourette's. And maybe the answer is, you know what? Tourette's has helped me get to where I am right now. And I can tell you that Tourette's has helped me to learn about myself, embrace myself, love myself for the beautiful person that I am. And it has brought me to who I am right now. And not only Tourette's, but I have been learning about autism. And that really broke everything for me. Because once I started to learn about autism and the sensitivities, the being on the spectrum, how different, I started seeing things from outside the box, which is something that I have never done before. And this is something that was a breakthrough. And I embrace it. I embrace every single, thing that I can think of about Tourette's, about autism, about being an empath, all the sensitivity. Listen, being an empath is no joke. It's no joke. I always say that. We feel 10 times what anybody feels. And when we tell you we know what you're feeling, trust me, we do know what you're feeling. Because a true empath processes the energies through their body. It's a lot to take in. But you know what? Thanks to those type of, because I have Tourette's and I am in the autism spectrum, it has helped me. It has helped me cope with my sensitivity. And knowing about it and researching about it and asking people about it, people that know about autism, has really shined the light on me. This is something that I definitely tell you that if you feel different, go out there and see a professional. Go to a neurologist, get a test. It's not the end of the world. It's just going to bring you more answers to your questions because you have questions. And this is the answer. Not just judge people, because judging definitely is something bad. And I know I'm Hispanic. I come from that background. And what did we used to do when we were bored? We were judging others. I didn't know that was a low vibration. I was just a kid. But now I know better. And it's such, I feel so free. I feel like I am my own person. Wow. I'm like this and I love it. And I love every single moment of my life now because it makes sense. It does make sense. It didn't make sense before because there was something missing all the time. What is missing? Why do I feel this way? Why am I like this? Why do I do this? Why do I tick like this? Why am I so sensitive? Well, I go into that self-discovery like I did. And if you don't know where to start, the neurologist is the first place. Definitely. Or seek help from a professional. Or you know what? You can send me a message. Hey, I do this. What do you think? Because I would definitely tell you. I mean, under the Tourette spectrum, you deal with OCD, ADD, ADHD, sensory processing issues. I mean, it's everything all in once. Okay. And just because you see me here doing a video and not ticking that much, that doesn't mean that I don't tick, because I do. Another thing that I wanted to say is that there's in the spiritual world, there's this they always question, and they always question you, and they always might tell you, like, do you take medicine? The Western medicine is like something that they definitely want you to shy away from, and I understand it. I mean, the more holistic approach is good, but if you need the medication, take it. It's not going to make you any less spiritual. I mean, I have heard things that if I tell you, I'll probably take 3 hours on this video. But I have heard things like, for example, oh, if you take medication, you can never connect. That's not true. A person that's connected would always be connected. A person that's connected doesn't have to be thin either. You're connected. Now, why do people tell you things like that? Well, that's what you should question. Not everybody's life path is the same. I say this all the time. But I really wanted you to know that I am a living proof that self-discovery can change your life completely. It has changed mine. And I am here helping others to see that light. Others that have been stuck in the dark and have been boxed in by others that simply just don't understand you. And most likely, they don't understand themselves either. We are all unique. That's why we're all here. We're all different sizes, different colors, different sexualities. We're all here for a reason. If we would all be the same, can you imagine? That would be a robot. Embrace who you are. Embrace it. And if you feel that there's something in the back of your mind, because trust me, you will know, I'm different. And you want to know what it is? Get yourself checked out. Learn about it. Learn about yourself. When you learn, you heal. And when you heal, you can help others understand you more. I talk to my parents now, and I tell them, wow, you know what? You know what I read the other day? That the worst years of Tourette's is like in the teens. Doesn't that make sense? My mom tells me that makes a lot of sense. Wow, you were like on it on one in your teens? And yes, I sure was. Because you know what? Those were my worst years. And if we would have known then that I had Tourette's, imagine how easy that would have been for my whole family. Because now that I'm older, they still see me as that child that had those different behaviors. But as I talk to them more and as I explain to them, hey, look at this. And sometimes I send them links. Like my mom, I always send her YouTube videos and links. Oh, look at this and look at the Tourette's and look what it does and look at the behavior. And remember this, that I used to do this? Oh, there it is. There you go. So now is better. It's better. The family has always been, strong, but now it's stronger. And it will get stronger by all the time that they understand me a little bit more. I remember that my mom always used to tell me, sometimes, there's people around you that are just toxic, right? Why would you, bring on toxic people or end up in maybe not so good relationships? I wonder. Well, you know what? Let's go back on that mom, right? Say mom or my dad or my sister, whoever asked me the question. Let's see. Well, I also started learning more about astrology too. Damn, it made a lot of sense. I have that placement of the Pluto rising that is transformation. So everyone that I meet has a purpose. And it's either I transform, they transform, or we both transform at the same time. It's transformation. So you know what? Yes, I am going to have a lot of toxic people around me because that is my path. That doesn't mean that I'm toxic or that that I'm going to become toxic. No. I'm going to help them. I'm going to help them see the light. They need me. Just like I need them too, to see the part of the light that I'm not seeing. Because I learn from every single person that walks into my life, and I learn through relationships. And and that's just the way it is. Like I definitely learned through relationships. Hey, my Chiron is in my 7th house of relationships. So doesn't matter what it is, if it's if it's a romantic relationship, if it's a friendship, any type of relationship, co-workers, I learn from every single moment and every single thing that I experience with that person. So Tourette's definitely is something that I learned through a past relationship that I had. That we were in the car one day and she's like, no, your tics are just too weird. They're not. No, it's not just like that you're nervous. No. It's weird. This is something. And I said, oh, come on. It's not like if I have Tourette's. And there goes Google. And Google confirmed that I had Tourette's because of that tic that I have in the eyes. And there you go. And through another relationship, I learned a lot about autism, and I still continue to learn because, we definitely talk, and I love learning about that because every time I learn something new about myself, and I embrace it and I love it because I now see that I'm not that different than other people. I'm just sensitive. I have sensitivity. And whoever tells you that they are not sensitive, they're lying. I'm not saying that everybody has, that everybody's in the spectrum, but everybody has a sensory stuff, or either OCD or that, some people like to put their cup of water on the left side and they don't want that touch, Some people go out there and they're sensitive to the sunlight, we all have it. We just, I also wanted to talk about how I actually masked that for such a long time that I became accustomed to go out with my mask. Like, no, I'm normal. I don't have anything. I no this person's looking at me because I'm taking no, I can control that, and I would go out with the mask all the time and nobody would notice. But one thing about tourettes is that when you hold your tics, you can definitely control them, but then they're gonna come probably 10 times worse because it's going to be accumulating those tics, So by the time that I was alone and, I didn't have to mask myself anymore because I was in front of my family or someone that already knew that I had the tics, then I will be taken away because I was masking all of those tics and it was ugly. And now you probably think, well, wait, she's saying about all these tics, but I'm not seeing a lot of them. Well, that's another thing. There was one time through my awakening, I actually saw a YouTube video of this lady. It caught my attention. I was scrolling through YouTube and she was from the UK, and she was saying that that her guides actually will call out to her through like a physical tic, a movement. I looked at that and I said, what? I need to look at this video. When I looked at that video, there were some tics in there that I would do on a regular basis. Really strong tics with my neck and my shoulder. And as she was describing the tic and how her guides would just do that to grab her attention, I was like, oh my God, is that what it is? And at that moment, after that video, those tics went away. So I realized not only that I had Tourette's, but also that certain tics were not actually Tourette's, were my guides trying to get my attention. So, bottom line, I just want everybody to know that they can be normal. They can be themselves. Go out there and seek out for help. And if you don't understand, please, I'm here. DM me. Let me know how you feel. Tell me what you're going through. And we'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. Never think and never, like, this is all self-love stuff. Like, once you break that barrier, once you come out of that box, you're going to feel so good about yourself. Because you understand yourself. And who better than you? Nobody else is going to understand you more than yourself. And when you start, focusing on yourself and discovering who you truly are, you're going to see how much worth you bring to other people. It's life-changing. It truly is. And I needed to do this video because I wanted you guys to know more about me, which I don't really share that much about, myself. And this is something that I'm so proud of. And I'm so happy that I am in this space, that I want to share that with the world. And I just want to say, like, just when you see somebody that's different, think about yourself. And let's not judge them before we get to know them. Because, again, this is actually, if I think about it, Tourette's is my super strength. If I really think about it, it has helped me so much. And if you feel that you need, that you're different and you have been misunderstood all your life, then seeking professional help would be a good thing. And everything else, we can work on it together, because, that's what I'm doing now, right? Self-discovering myself, and I'm getting ready for you guys to help you. So on this note, I'm going to say good night and happy Saturday.